Good morning. Welcome to Extra Shot. I'm Julia, along with Julia here this morning. A little bit late for our Extra Shot. We usually try to get it like 7:15, but because of the weather this morning, we're coming to you just a little bit late.
Maybe more people are awake now.
I know.
Maybe
exactly.
they'll engage a little bit more.
And you're going to monitor our engagement.
I am. I'm going to be on it, and I will monitor all of our people that are waking up with us this morning. So, yep.
Well, a lot of businesses we know have struggled through this pandemic, unfortunately. So what better way to grow your ideas than by planting flowers?
And that's exactly what two Central Indiana women have done. So they planted the proper seeds over the past 18 months to take advantage of so many Hoosiers that are working from home. And now their window box garden and porch pot business is really starting to bloom. Check this out.
I'm Mary Starnes.
I'm Gretchen Jacobs.
And we're the owners of the WINDOWBOX Gardener
and Porch Pots Direct.
Which one of you started this business?
I started the business in 2004. It was a hobby, honestly, just container gardening. I loved it, and I was just doing it for friends and family. This is a window box. Next thing you know, landscapers were calling me, and we just grew organically.
When did you bring Gretchen on board?
2015.
Yep.
We met through our boys in school.
They were on a baseball team in 3rd grade, I think.
So a lot of businesses during the pandemic failed. Your business flourished, no pun intended. Why?
More clients were staying at home, so they might have added on additional containers, or they might have referred us to their neighbor who was also at home. I think that was huge for the window box business. The Porch Pots Direct business was a delivery-only business. Clients were able to be in the comfort of their own home, go online, choose what they wanted, and then have that delivered to their front door.
You service the clients even after you sell them the flowers.
We do. We will come back with our maintenance package, pruning, fertilizing, trimming.
First thing we want to do is walk up onto the planter, assess what's going on, see if things need to be trimmed back. There's plants that start to overgrow other plants, so it's time to get in there and give it a haircut. So Gretchen's going to go ahead and do some pruning on some sweet potato vine. That would be probably the primary plant that seems like it needs a lot of cutting today. One of the reasons is it's an aggressive plant, so we want to get in there, do some cleaning up, take out some dead leaves. If something is overtaking something else, we want to get in there and really give it a hard haircut. Probably the #1 thing we see is that people underwater.
You guys seem like you're friends.
We are.
We are.
We have moments.
Most of the people who work for Porch Pots Direct are females.
We refer to ourselves as soil sisters. We have a lot of long, hard, hot days. But
Hardworking women, for
Yes.
sure. I never intended to be where we are now, which I'm blessed and I feel lucky. We have just grown and grown.
Now that we're kind of easing out of the pandemic, what's your plans for the future?
World domination, Carlos.
I almost feel like they could do it. So
Yes.
I have never had flowers that have looked that beautiful,
Yeah,
by the way.
my parents used to plant flowers a while ago. My job was to pick out like the colors because keeping them alive, I've learned,
Yes.
not my thing. Yeah, I've wanted to do like the things you can do in your kitchen if you don't have like with the light,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
like grow like some. I don't know, some
The
rosemary.
vegetables or
never
yeah,
works.
never
out.
works.
No, they never make it.
Well,
yeah.
maybe like these ladies said, the biggest key is that
Yeah.
we underwater, and I certainly know
yeah.
that's
Oh,
true.
that's yeah, because I forget about it after a little while.
I know.
I'm like, that's why, like,
I know.
oh, my alarm is going off here. Maybe that's a reminder to check the comments.
It's
Here
the
we go.
reminder to start our
It is our
7:45
7:45 meeting.
I
It
have that
is.
too.
Okay, guys. So we got a couple of comments I'll read. Liz wants to know if they can come and help with her orchids. I'm sure they could. They
Yeah,
kept
give
everything
them a
else in line there. And then let's see. Good morning to Julia and Jalea. All flowers are cool. I agree with you there, Glenn. But yeah, I just can't keep flowers alive long enough for them to even look anywhere close
Yeah.
to that. So.
Well, pruning and watering.
Okay, we're going to switch to our next story now. So, question for you: Have you ever wondered why Ritz crackers have their signature shape?
I guess I always thought it was fancy.
I
just to be fancy.
never thought twice about it. I'm like, they taste
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I don't think about it, but it turns out actually it's to help cut the cheese. No, I'm not talking about passing gas. So the cracker company confirmed that this on TikTok, even showing off an example here. I'm trying to watch closely while still. Oh,
You
that
see?
makes sense. Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah.
you're using the cracker with the edges there, and then like to cut through the cheese. It's supposed to make it easier to tear there. Wow. Okay.
So kind
sure.
of like perfect.
Yeah,
the
like that
edges.
makes a lot of sense. I thought they were saying like it's to help you guide like where to cut. Like, and I was like, I'm not really understanding this, but that makes sense. So this is just like me, kind of blowing a lot of people's minds right now. And this TikTok alone has like over 2 million views and counting. I wonder, did someone make that up, or is that like?
I feel like it was kind of, even if it was in you know, just an idea, kind
Yeah.
of like, oh, we'll perforate the edges
Yeah.
like a, you know, cheese
Yeah,
cutter.
because
or
I
what
feel
have you,
like the reason why Ritz crackers are so good is because like they're light and
Light and
buttery. But I feel like if you're really trying to,
they
you're gonna crush the
crumble.
crack. Yeah, so
That's exactly what I
don't know.
thought.
I mean, it worked. My mind was a little bit blown watching it as I see what they kind of mean. It looks like a pizza cutter kind
Yeah.
of, but I don't know. Who
Give
knew?
it a try.
Yeah,
and it looks
maybe
like
so.
it has to be a very, very thin slice of
Yes,
cheese, by
yes,
the way.
for sure.
All right, we'll stick with our food theme here. Apparently, we're both going to be hungry after this.
I'm ready.
Chick-fil-A is holding down the title of top fast food restaurant. This is the 7th year in a row.
That
I
doesn't
mean,
really surprise me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me. They're great. The food's great. The workers are great. So this is the American Customer Satisfaction Index list, by the way. The other restaurants that rounded out the top 5 include Domino's, KFC, Starbucks, and Five Guys. I mean,
That
I don't
kinda
eat
surprised
fast
me a
food a
little bit.
lot
Yeah,
anyway, but do you remember
I think it's
when?
been so long since I've been to KFC in general.
Yeah.
And Five Guys, I feel like all you do is order at the
Yeah, there's not much customer,
Yeah,
but they're
I mean,
always nice.
I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, I've never had I
Efficient.
haven't had a rude experience at any of those places, but
Yeah.
and I think Starbucks, you're just so happy to get caffeine that you
Yeah.
like that you're not even thinking
Yeah.
about the customer service there.
But I remember during, obviously we're still in the pandemic, but during the pandemic when the vaccinations were rolling out.
and they called the manager in from
Yes.
Chick-fil-A. Yes.
They're like, if anybody knows how to manage
Yes,
these lines.
and they were like, got you. Yeah,
And-
because they really have set the tone. And I'm surprised that more like fast food restaurants haven't followed suit. Like I think a lot of people
There's
now
gotta be a
have those.
model to
Yeah, they
follow.
have like a lot of them have done like the double line thing.
Yeah.
But as far as like having people out and kind of like move with it, they've not
Gosh,
done that
I was
yet.
in line somewhere. I thought it was yesterday or the day before, and I had to get out of line because
Yeah.
it was just
Way
there
too
was
long?
such a long wait, and I didn't have time.
No, so I feel like more businesses, I would, unless they've got like a patent on it or
Yeah.
something like that. And they
If
can't
you
do
know
that.
someone at another company we're missing, go ahead
Yeah,
and text
for sure.
us. Or
Yeah,
email
send us.
us
Yeah,
this morning.
here we go. Okay, we got Glenn talking about his favorite crackers, the Ritz and cheese. Oh, I know you're talking about the tiny one that has like the cheese already in it, like the
yeah, I
tiny
like
one there.
those.
Yeah, and there's someone says Liz says there aren't very many options at Five Guys. Brian says they aren't open on Sunday. And maybe that's what helps with like not customer satisfaction, but employees are happier maybe because they have at
true.
least like one day
That's
off
true.
during the week. Okay, Chipotle should be on there. Liz has a lot of suggestions on here, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. Check out some more of the comments. But right now we're going to turn to some heartbreaking news out of TERRE, HAUTE, unfortunately, where we know that an officer was shot and killed at a federal building there.
Oh, just tragic news yesterday. His name was Detective Greg Ferenczi. This is a picture of him. He was a 30-year veteran of the TERRE HAUTE Police Department and was killed in the line of duty during really what police are describing as an ambush-style killing. It happened yesterday afternoon. Obviously, still a lot of information to come out of this. We're going to cover the story all day here for you. We know we're expecting new information. The FBI is now in charge of this investigation. We do know that they have a suspect in custody that was apparently also hit by an FBI bullet yesterday.
Okay.
We understand that suspect is in custody and underwent surgery, so obviously they survived the shooting, but that's really all we know. We don't know why this officer might have been targeted. If maybe it was just an ambush and he wasn't targeted, maybe he just got caught in the middle of something, so a lot to be answered.
Yeah, a lot of those questions, as you mentioned, like we'll be covering this later on today, but around what time we're saying that they'll get the update from the FBI later today?
Yeah, they're kind of being loose about that, not wanting to divulge everything because this is still such a scary situation, maybe for other officers there in TERRE HAUTE. So once we get that information, we'll obviously share it with you, and our hearts really just breaking for that community there, the men and women that work in the police department, and certainly that officer's family.
A tough year. I mean, I feel like we've said this a lot recently, but it's a tough time for law enforcement now for sure. I'm going to read a couple more comments to see if we've got anything else before we probably wrap up this morning. So we've got Glenn is back with more restaurant suggestions for us. Liz is too. Basically, Glenn, you're saying that restaurants that have chicken are your thing, basically there. So yeah, which a lot of people are agreeing with you there. I think a lot of people have now pushed away from like hamburgers and are now
it's a
like that,
lot
because I
more
think that's
chicken.
why a
It's a
lot more
fad.
restaurants are like doing like a chicken sandwich.
My
and stuff.
husband, I did have the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich
Yes.
for the first
Was that
time.
oh, really? When was the first time?
This past week.
Oh, wow. So you were not a part of that craze when everybody went crazy.
No.
Yeah, because it was honestly hard to get like a chicken sandwich then. Like
Yeah.
the lines were wrapped around so long.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so that you probably did the good thing in waiting
It
for a
was
little
so
bit.
good.
Yeah, it was
So
very
worth it.
good. I can't do spice a lot, so I always get the regular one and
Yeah.
they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah,
It
I'm
is
positive.
very, very
yeah,
spicy.
it's got a little bit too much kick for me, but they do have a really good one. And let's see, you got a lot of people saying good morning, everyone be safe, and also praying for the family of that officer for sure. So.
Well, hey, thanks for being with us. I know you're, we think you're joining me on Sunrise tomorrow.
You know
You're
what?
not exactly
It'll be
sure.
a surprise.
I
Yeah.
will find out. Hopefully you'll be along with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
We get underway at 4 o'clock. Hope you have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being with us here on Extra Shot. We'll see you tomorrow.